Hello everybody, I'm going to be demonstrating a Pokémon black and white glitch that I found. It should work with Generation 4 games, I've just never tested it myself. It requires no external devices like Action Replay. All you need is 2 Pokémon games and Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. Now to start off with, connect to the real GTS. Now the reason I say real GTS is because this also requires an alternate GTS. And when I say alternate GTS, I do mean Pokécheck. Now when people say Pokécheck and cloning, usually what comes to mind is downloading Pokemon files off the internet that have clone ribbons. Now, this is completely separate from that. You don't even need a Pokécheck account or even a computer. You just need, well, you do need the internet, but you don't need a computer. You just need 2 games, at least 1 DS, and wireless connection. So you start by depositing the Pokemon that you wish to clone. Now this is the first time I've tried it with something that you wouldn't want to lose, but there is actually no risk of losing it unless you're really stupid. So you have to trade for something you know you have on the other game. It's best to narrow down your options as much as possible, just in case somebody else does trade it off you. All that means is that you'll have to start again. You can't lose your Pokemon, but you'll just have to try the glitch once more. So this may seem like a really bad offer, but you're not going to lose anything. Okay, so if we disconnect, due to the element of having to use an alternate GTS, it is quite a controversial glitch because not everybody's okay with it. But at the same time it makes it quite different to every other cloning glitch in the past. So if you type in the Pokécheck Primary DNS, which I know off by heart, and press Save Settings, make sure you press Save Settings, because if you don't, you might encounter some problems. So now, if you go back on the GTS, you'll be connected to the Pokécheck one instead. Sorry, camera's slightly shaky. And I also apologise for my DS screen being kind of red. Slightly broken. It's more of an inconvenience for me than it will be for you. Oh, really shaky. Okay, now this is the important bit. This quite scared me the first time I saw this. There. Reshiram was not traded. But it has been returned to your box. So it's all good. Now, because it's a different server, the real GTS server doesn't know that you've got your Pokemon back. If you try to go on the GTS right now, the real GTS that is, your Pokemon will still be offered, but if you try to withdraw it, there'll be a communication error. And if you press leave as is, it'll disappear altogether. But at this moment in time, the trade is still on the Wi-Fi. So if I get my second game, put it in, it's quite tricky to do while you're looking at the camera, and start it up. Oh, so that's how broken the screen is. So if you start it up, connect to the real GTS, make sure you change your DNS back to auto, because if you don't, well, you'll be in a sticky situation again. If you do find that you haven't got another DS or another game to trade it to, then just press leave as is again, and it will disappear from the GTS. But as long as you go onto Pokécheck first and get your copy, you should be fine. So, I don't know how long this has been, but even if somebody else has taken that wraparound trade, I still have a copy of it on my game. In fact, it's hard to tell which one is the clone, if either, because I'm retrieving the same Pokemon, but I'm also getting the trade. It's more like a parallel universe, if you ask me. Okay. So I just hope this works now. So, if you seek Pokemon, now the best thing is you can go to location, and I'm the scientist, yep, trade. See, it's actually working, if you're a little skeptical. We go on the summary. There you have it. And now, if I show you on a second DS, I can show you them both side by side. With no external devices used. And as far as I'm aware, I'm the first person to have discovered it, or at least put it on the internet. same everything. Fly, Dragon Pulse, Fusion Flare and Prism. And if you're wondering what happened to the Ferro Seed,